Hey guys, it's Mike coming back with another Johnny Bench and Hank Greenberg PC update video. Hope everybody's doing okay. As most of you know, I lost my mom about 2.5 weeks ago, and I haven't felt like doing a video, obviously, but feel a little better, and so I try to get back in the flow of things. Hope everybody's doing well, getting ready for the NCAA tournament. Uh, I've always been a UK fan, so I'm not convinced Kentucky will make a long run. I don't know if they can put six straight games in a row together, but we'll see how they do. They got a shot, that's for sure. This one's going to be a little bit more Greenberg heavy than Bench, but I do have a couple of nice little pieces from his standpoint, a historical piece for sure, a couple of them. I'm going to start out with Johnny. I'm not I have a few sketch cards. Some of them I like, some I don't. Some of them I think aren't that good. But I got this one. This is from a 2009 Top sketch card. Not for sure what product it was in, but it's one of the best sketch cards I've seen. It's it's like a black pencils. Really, really nice. One of the best images I've seen on a sketch card for him. Artist named Bova. Don't know this one. But that's really, really nice. Like that. And I picked up there's 3 Dynasty cards for bench this year, and this is probably my favorite year for Dynasty. They're using color photos, nice double patch with a gold auto. Uh, this was very, very nice. Without a 5. And there's patches instead of bat relics like they used in the past. Very nice. That just leaves me one I need to do to finish the 3. Seen a couple one of ones. One's got a pretty bad autograph on it. It must have been one of the last ones he signed, and he was getting tired of it. Yeah, but they want a lot of money for the one of ones. I don't know if I'm going to do them this year or not, unless later on something pops up. And for Hank, I've got a few nice things. This one's out of NT this year. I've been waiting for it to show up for a while. First time I've seen one at auction. It's a booklet number to 5, Legendary Trios, with Hank and Ty Cobb and Charlie Gehringer. Again, numbered to 5. Oh, camera. Well, I don't have to get too particular on this one. And Ty Cobb with a nice jersey relic or Panks relic. And Charlie Gehringer with another nice pan or jersey relic. These are very nice. It's always nice to throw in be able to add a Ty Cobb relic to your collection at the same time. So very happy to get that. This one I got off a buddy of mine named Steve. He's a Hank Greenberg collector too. He was getting rid of some of his cut autos. I got this one off of him. This is a 2018 Leaf History of Baseball. It's actually a dual auto with Harmon Killebrew. I got this because there's a lot of Hank cuts out there with post World War II signatures on them, with the little loop that goes to the right, which you all probably seen on here a lot. This is, if the loop ever comes back to the left, it's always a 1930s card. It changed a little, 3 times. There's 3 different signatures in the 30s, general, and this one's probably from like 35 to 38 in that range, 36 to 38. But it's a one of one. I'll show you the Killebrew is not that great on the back. It's kind of small. But the Hank one is very nice. It's I can get it to focus here. Oh, come on. Well, There it is. You can see the loop coming back to the left. These cameras drive me crazy. It's not going to focus on anything. Anyway, it's a really nice 30s autograph. I'll be going off the SGC. Thank you, Steve. I really appreciate you doing that. And this one's really neat. It came with a letter too. It's a PSA DNA. This is an old, like a Polaroid type snapshot of Hank from 1947. And he played his last year with the Pirates. And it's signed by Hank. And it's really nice. Nice color photo. There's PSA DNA, so that's really cool. I got that dirt cheap. And then, this is just, I think it's 1948. These were given out in the Cleveland Indians team packs, photo packs. Him as a GM. I got this nice 8x10 of him in a Cleveland Indians uniform. 1948 is dated. Nice picture. Don't know why he would dress in a uniform. He was the director of the farm system, and then he became the general manager, I think, in late 48, maybe 49. That's really cool. And then the last two pieces are pretty historical. I don't know if I've shown this or not on here, but I'm going to send it to SGC, so I dug it out. He started with the Tigers as a rookie in 1930. They sent him to their AAA team, which was Hartford. They were actually an A team. Back then, the minor league designations were a little different. He got off to a slow start, and they then sold his contract to the Raleigh Capitals, which is in the Piedmont League. It was a Class C. So there he got his confidence. He started hitting, and then the next year he went to Evansville and Beaumont, and then he had his big breakout in 1932 in the Texas League at Beaumont, which is an A team. But I found this at auction a while back. This is dated. It's a check written by the Capital Baseball Club, and it's endorsed on the back by the Detroit Baseball Club. And it's for $100, and it says on the forest line, like on your check, this is a check payable by the Raleigh Banking and Trust Co. to the Bank of Detroit. And it says for Henry Greenberg. It's $100 payable to the Detroit Ball Club, as I said, from the Capital Baseball Club. So what I think this is when they sent him from Hartford down to Raleigh, I assume that the Raleigh team gave $100 to the Detroit club for his services while he was down there, so to speak, in the minor leagues at the time. And this is the actual check. And you can see for Henry Greenberg to the Detroit Ball Club from the Capital Ball Club, $100. It's actually stamped by the Detroit Baseball Company, Bank of Detroit. And this is really historical for Hank. This is his first year, rookie year in professional sports. And it looks like to me this is the check that Raleigh used to pay Detroit for his services for 1930. And now the next two pieces I'm going to show you, fast forward to 1945. Hank served all of 1941, or I'm sorry, 1940. I'm sorry, 1941. He only played in about, I think about 15, 20 games. And then he was drafted into the service, and he served there until uh, 2 days before Pearl Harbor. He was discharged. So he served his, I think it was, I think he served like 8 months. Came back, and he was discharged 2 days before Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor happened, and he re-enlisted, and then he was gone from essentially 42, 43, and 44, and came back on 1st of July, 1945. So counting his first stint and second stint, he missed all of 41, 42, 43, 44, and half of 45. So he missed 4.5 years essentially, except for the few games he played in 1941 in the spring before he had to report. At the end of the season in 1945, the Tigers were in a pennant run with the Washington Senators. The Tigers were down to their last weekend playing the St. Louis Browns, and they had a doubleheader on a Sunday, and the Tigers needed to win one of the games to avoid having to play the the Washington Senators in a one-game playoff for the pennant in 1945. In the ninth inning, the Tigers had men on second and third with one out. They walked the batter in front of Hank to get the bases loaded and to get him up because there was a chance, being a slower runner, they could get him to hit into a double play. Instead, he hit a grand slam home run in the ninth inning in 1945 on the last day of the season to win the pennant for the Tigers, so they didn't have to play Washington that year. And there's two pieces here I got related to that event. This is a 1960 new card highlights, and it talks about how the Tigers beat out the Senators for the pennant. And it's signed, even though it's got a picture of Hal Newhouser, who won the game, it talks about Newhouser and Greenberg starring in the game. And this has got a red autograph of Hank on the card. So if you haven't seen these 1960 baseball highlight cards, they're really cool. They got a lot of significant moments in baseball history. And this one has got the red ink signature of Hank. Beautiful. And the sucker for the different color inks, especially red and green. So that's a beautiful piece. And the really neat thing I picked up was this. This is the actual scorecard from 1945 in that game, with the Browns playing the Tigers. First game doubleheader, Sunday, September 30th, 1945. And this is the actual scorecard from the game he hit the grand slam to win the pennant. It's been on eBay for a while. I finally got to a price I could live with. It's scored. It's perfect. I've checked all the numbers, the runs, the hits, what each bat did for each player, and everything matches perfect. So I have no doubt this is the original program that somebody sat in the actual stands during that game, the historic game, and filled out for the entire game. And it even marks his home run in the ninth inning. So this is the outside of it. And this is the actual program itself. I don't know if it will pick up anything. The camera probably won't, but let's try it one more time here. There we go. That's not bad. Greenberg. You can see in the ninth the 4 lines, which designates the 4-bagger. Funny, back in those days, if you notice the box score, they didn't have RBIs. They just had runs, hits, and errors. But that is just so cool. And everything matches up perfectly on it. So this is a little piece of baseball history, and it's just kind of neat to think somebody sat in the stands that day and filled this program out. And then in the fourth inning, got to see that home run, or the ninth inning, got to see that home run. What's that, Henry? And I'm just feel very cool. I just love the history of the game, and I love this kind of stuff. The cards are wonderful. As Henry wants to make his cameo, but I love collecting pieces like that 1930 check used probably to pay for his services as a rookie, and then fast forward 15 years and the actual program from the game where they won the pennant, they went to the World Series, and I believe it was the Cubs they played that year, and they beat the Cubs and won the World Series in 1945. Um, they had the previous World Series they won was in 35, I think. They lost in 34 and 1940. So he came back from missing 4.5 years in the service, and essentially took him to the pennant and won the pennant, and they won the World Series. So that's a pretty heck of a story, I think. Anyway, Henry, what you doing? Come on down. I thank everybody for watching, and all the good wishes I heard from people. And when I first held some people that my mom had passed a couple weeks ago. I appreciate all the good wishes and stuff from the people on here that knew. And again, I want to thank everybody for watching. And I know I drag on for this is 17 minutes or so, but I just love the history of the game, and the people I collect, they're a portion of it. So things like that check and the program, I just love that stuff. So anyway, I hope everybody is doing well. Thanks for watching. And I'm trying to get back in the swing here. And I'll talk to you later. Lord willing. Bye-bye.